So that was one thing. But I think also just like the idea of like, okay, so I took a personality test one time and they were like, your personality type is the same as Hitler and Stalin. And I was like, what?
What personality test
I know,
is
like,
this?
first of all, change your references. How dare you? But then they were like, you can envision a big thing and then figure out all the tiny steps to achieve the big thing.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, I better use it for good, not evil.
Yeah.
But like a lot of people, they're either like, they have this big picture, but they don't know how to get there, or they can like do what they're told,
Sure.
but don't know where they're headed. But I can kind of do both. And so I think like a lot of people can, but it's very much like a project-based mindset where you see the project, you do the project, you complete it, you do a different project. And I have a lot of that like upstart and wanting to just like tackle a big thing. I don't want my job to be done in a couple of days. I don't want to do things that are just like tedious. I want to like have something meaty that I have to really think about and plan for and research and then spend months on.
Yeah.
And then it happens and you're like, oh my gosh, we did it. Like, I can't believe it actually happened.
Sure.
So yeah, I think that's why the business was interesting to me. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of like, well, if we want to start a business, then we start with the business plan and then we talk to this person, and we just don't stop.
Yeah. Was there ever a point that you was like, that it became reality? Like at first it feels like, it seems like it's like we're ideating, you know, and it's like, we're just gonna, well, maybe not talk about it, but we're at least going to take the next step of like, we're going to put something on paper.
Yeah, that's so
but
me.
It still doesn't really, still doesn't necessarily mean like we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Was there a moment that it was like, we're going to do this for sure, for real?
I think there was for Aaron.
Okay.
And I'm not exactly sure whether it was like when we signed the lease or opened the bank account or like wrote a personal check to that bank account. For me, it was just like, and now the next step, and now the next step, and now the next step. And I'm still there.
And
like almost 10 years later. Yeah. I think like I think that at a certain point it became, you know what? There was one. It was right before we opened. Almost 10 years ago, I remember being like, wow, this whole time I've had all of these things I'm trying to achieve, and now we're just open, like, and that's it. Like, and now I start like promoting the sandwich special every day. Is that like the job now? And just like feeling very much like, so we did it.
Yeah.
And then like, now I have to maintain something. That's not as fun. I want to like do it. So yeah, that was a moment where I was just like, oh shoot.
Does it lose a little luster right after the opening moment? Like the day, next day?
Totally. Okay. I was like, I guess I'm going to slice meat again for the third day in a row. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I want to do something for a couple of days and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a problem.
How difficult is it to start a new business while also starting a family?
I wouldn't recommend it. So Ash and Elm was, I want to say 9 months old when I found out I was pregnant with my first child. So I honestly think that opening a business is a lot like having a kid. Like, you're responsible for it. It is not sustainable on its own. Right. You cannot not think about it and leave it alone if you want it to actually prosper. So in some ways, like the transition from having no kids to having kids was eased by having a business. We already like couldn't go out and do fun things and go on trips. And then we had the kids. But I do think that like, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And especially, you know, with COVID also being in there and having two kids and the business and just like the weightiness of the world. Yeah. And like the biggest problem for me was feeling like the world is on fire and I am trying to tell you to buy another 4-pack. Like, I can do a lot. Yeah. And this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Is kind of how I felt, and felt like, what a waste of me. Sure. Like, that's what I'm doing. And, you know, people are very kind and they're like, oh, you give us a place to gather and like hospitality. And it's like, yeah, I know. Like, that does matter. But also I could run for office, you know? Sure. Yeah. So, but yeah, having kids is hard. It became harder when Aaron left his full-time job at Cummins. So now we both work full-time for the company. I think we thought that when he left, we would have more time with
Sure.
the kids. But now, like before, because he wasn't there, if there was a problem, I had to solve it
Right.
with my team. Now, if there's a problem in his department, he has to solve it. But if there's a problem in my department, I have to solve it.
Right.
And who is with the kids?
Yeah.
You know, like, so we just cannot, like, if there's a red level problem, you only get one of us. And before, like, you only got one of us too, but at least like we knew that.
And there was some consistency.
And there was some consistency.
There's probably like a plan in place. That you could kinda,
just like the amount, like almost all of our communication with each other, mine and Aaron, aside from like work meetings, is like, are you getting the kids or am I? Are you doing dinner or am I? Like, did you remember to send this immunization record to school? You know, it's just like so, and I think that's normal for parents who both work, but yeah, it's hard for sure.
How do you navigate those conversations?
Not well.
I guess I'm asking as a fellow like entrepreneur whose spouse also works, who we're now new parents, and it's like we're navigating those conversations right now, and that would probably be my ansor. Is like it's hard and it's not easy to do so.
So I wouldn't say I had a mental breakdown. Don't worry, but I did kind of say like, you know what, I'm checking out to myself.
Yeah,
in everything, and I think I kind of felt like I've been running this company for so long and now I'm running this business and then I'm running this household and I'm just not going to do it anymore. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's not a good coping mechanism. That is not a good way to endear yourself to your spouse or to your employees or to your children.
Sure.
So I've checked back in.
Checking back in.
Woo! 2025, the year of being checked back in. That is what's happening for me. But I think like I've learned about myself, and I've had to learn it over and over again, is that like this will matter to you. Like when you're an entrepreneur, you have to create your own work structure.
Right.
And when you work for someone else, you don't. And that can be great. It also means that you have to do it. And it's just like another million set of decisions you have to make in a day. And I think the fact that no one is like, hey, you need to be at this meeting. You need to do this. Like I'm the one setting the meeting and I'm the one deciding what time it is. And I can make it at 11 if I have to do something at 10. But it's just like all of these decisions that you never even have to make when you work for someone else, you now have to make them all every day with your partner if they work with you. And it's just too much. And so I think especially lately, we've had some staffing changes that means Aaron has to be at work in a way that is no longer quite as flexible, which means I have to do the kids and I have to do the family. And in a way, like I'm in a trad wife type of role suddenly, which is not really what I've ever done. And it's actually working better in our personal lives because like now I know this is my responsibility. Because before when you both do everything, no one has to do anything.
Yeah.
And so we would sit there and I'd like glance at him and be like,
spend a lot more time talking about who's
look at those dishes. Are you going to, or am I, or neither. Yeah. And now it's just like, I clean up while you put the kids to bed. We do it every night. So like, we don't even have to talk about it. It just happens. So yeah, I think I'm learning that like I have to have structure in order to feel like I'm not falling apart all the time. Yeah. So yeah.